All right, I wanted to post a video here. This is our latest build. I was originally going to post this video to our eBay page because we were going to list this one for sale, but a gentleman out of Louisville, Kentucky chimed in and said he wanted it, and so we're going to send it to him. So Ty, this video is for you and for everybody else out there. This is our latest build. This is our standard micro skid soft wash system. With this build, we use the Everflow 5.5 gallon per minute pump, and it uses the standard proportioner with the Pentair valves. And these are the legit Pentair valves with the rainbow plastic markings. These are not the knockoffs. So this is what the standard system looks like. Again, it starts with the switch up here. This is a 50 amp, if I can focus, there we go, 50 amp waterproof marine grade switch, on and off. It is wired with 10 gauge wire. The whole thing is 10 gauge. The connectors are crimped and heat shrunk, if I can get it to focus here. Geez, it doesn't want to focus, but there we go. So all 10 gauge wire. It does have a quick connect here, so you can quickly replace the pump when need be. The way I mount the pump on the plate is I do use all stainless fasteners throughout the build. So I put a bolt through the mounting plate here. I put a nut and then tighten that down. That way it acts as 4 studs. So that way you can slip the pump off without removing the bolts. You just have to remove the nuts at the end, slip the pump off, slip your new pump on, tighten the bolts back or the nuts back down, and you're good to go. You know, if you've been in this business long enough, you'll know that these pumps are consumable items. So are the valves. Anything really that it comes in contact with the bleach or the sodium hypochlorite, it needs to be considered a consumable. So you need to realize that these parts they'll last. I do stand behind these skids, so if you have any issues with it, you let me know and I'll take care of you. But you need to know that these pumps are consumables. So I started off with the Everflow like this. I think I made it like 8 months on my first pump without an issue. I religiously rinsed it after every job, not necessarily after every day of work, but after every job. So if I did a couple house washes in a day, I would rinse it after the first one. I'd go to the next job, I'd wash that house, rinse it again. You know, in what I mean by rinsing it, I would turn off my bleach knob, turn off the soap knob if you're using a surfactant, and run straight water through it. So, and I would do that until I was 100% sure that I was getting straight water through it. A lot of times I would end up rinsing half the house or maybe a quarter of the house with just the soft wash system and not using my pressure washer at all, just to be sure that I was rinsing that pump out completely. All the builds come with a battery box. Again, the wiring is 10 gauge heat shrink connectors. This is to hook up your battery. I do not supply a battery. It's a little bit too expensive and a little bit heavy to ship. So the battery box on this one, it's got a couple little clips on the end there. In the box I include the owner's manual for the pump. So if you have any issues, it also goes through, I think, the adjustment process in there. When you get these systems in the mail, they are broken down here, okay? So these bolts are not tight now, they're just sitting in there for now. But you take the bolts out and this top portion will come off. You know, there's a split right here. I don't know if you can see it, but so you take that bolt out, those bolts out, and the top portion of that system comes out, comes apart. That way it fits in the box. And then, so when you get it, you unwrap everything, put the two pieces together, put the bolts through the holes in the handle, tighten them up. I include all the hardware, nylock nuts, all stainless hardware. So you put it together, tighten it down, and you're good to go. Also with the build, you get all the drop sticks that come with it. Each build gets 10 foot of braided 1/2 inch inside diameter hose for the water. 10 foot of braided, geez, he's not having a tough time focusing here. Here, I'll pull it off here. Gets 10 foot of braided 1/2 inch hose for the bleach. Now the bleach does not have a strainer on it like the water does, okay, because those strainers will not last in bleach. The bleach will just eat them up. But I find that I don't filter any of mine going in. Okay, now each drop stick is in 2 pieces, and I do this so I can ship it. These are 3/4 inch PVC. They slide over the 1/2 inch inside diameter braided, and you can see I have a little coupler here, so you can put the 2 pieces together. Again, I only make them in 2 pieces, so it's easier to ship. The box isn't so big. Now, the last piece that you'll get is the surfactant drop stick. Again, you get 10 feet. This time we are looking at 1/4 inch inside diameter hose. And this does get a little filter. Geez, we're having a tough time. There we go. Tough time focusing here. Okay, so that's our standard system. If you remember, if you saw my last video, we built the system that we sent out to New Jersey, and that one had a Remco 7 gallon a minute pump. And so we can option these up a little bit if you want. You know, you just got to let us know. I'm thinking about the next one. I'm thinking about building another Remco 7 gallon 100 PSI pump, and maybe the GF valves. Everybody asks about the GF valves. I do not personally run GF valves on my system. I run these Pentaires. The GF valves are considerably more. I have to add $310 extra to the price of this system just to use GF valves. So if you got your heart set on GF valves, I can use them. I'll put a system together for you with that. It will require a deposit, obviously, but yeah, I'm thinking about doing that for the next one. And some feedback that I've gotten on these, somebody asked me about a battery maintainer, a charger. So I've been thinking about doing something back here for a little battery charger that you can plug in to your shop or your house or whatever when you get back from the job. And I would have that hardwired. I would have it actually connected up with the battery leads. So the only thing you would have to connect would be the 110 volts from your house. So I'm thinking about doing that one next. So if anybody's interested in something like that, you want me to build it for you, let me know. I never did go over the output of the pump. This output is a 1/2 inch barb fitting. I've included the brass hose connector in the past. A lot of people give me flack about the brass. They said it'll rot, and they're right, but it's not like it's instantaneous. I also get a lot of comments on Facebook about the frame being steel, and I don't quite get it. I understand the steel rusts, okay? I live in Michigan. You should see some of the cars I see around here. I get it. Steel rusts. This frame that I put together is painted, it's primered, it's painted, and it's clear coated, automotive grade stuff. If it's going to rot, if it's going to rust away, it's going to be over time. This system is not built, and don't take this the wrong way, but the system is not built for some guy to use for the rest of his career. This system is built for a couple different people. Number one, the new guy that doesn't want to spend a ton of money to get into this business. And it's also built for somebody who does a lot of downstreaming, but then wants to be able to do roof washes as well, because we all know that you can't get a mix hot enough with the downstream. So you need either a 12-volt system like this or an X-Jet or whatever. And, obviously you're not going to be carrying this thing around the yard like you do have to with an X-Jet bucket. So it's a little safer, in my opinion. But this is designed to be strapped into the back of your truck or into the trailer. And also, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, it's designed to be used with either two 55-gallon drums or 30-gallon drums if you'd like, or your own tanks. Obviously, I don't supply those. They're, again, very large, too hard to ship. The 55-gallon drums you can pick up on Facebook Marketplace for next to nothing. The last two I bought, I spent $20 for the two of them. So you use those, a 5-gallon bucket for your surfactant, and you're good to go. You can start doing a house wash. This thing will pay for itself after 1 or 2 house washes and probably after 1 roof job. So it's built to work. It's built to make you money. It's not necessarily built to be the last system you ever use. So I get it. The frames are made of steel, not aluminum. I can't weld aluminum. I'm not that good. I can barely weld steel. So, I make these because here in Michigan in the winter, it sucks. It's cold. It's like 20 degrees outside. It gives me something to do while I'm sitting inside doing nothing. I like to read all the comments from the dealers down in the South who tell me that what I've built is garbage. And I just look at them and say, look, this thing works, okay? I use them. I know it. I got a bunch of them out in the field now, and they seem to be gaining popularity. I've never once had a call back saying anything negative about it. So, Ty, this one's yours. I hope you enjoy it. It'll be sent out on Friday. If anybody has any questions, you can reach me on Facebook at apexpressurecleaning.mi. All right, thanks, guys.